with the recovery. Once again the cross. They could shoot and it's in!
That bottom that guy Fran, he gets inside and gets a shot past the goalkeeper. Wonderful work from Fran.
On the right side, the shot and the goal.
It is the quarterfinals of the UPSL Championship 2025-2026 season. Matias Almeyda FC takes on Provo Utah FC in this quarterfinal matchup right here in the National UPSL season. Welcome to the broadcast, everyone. My name is Ryan Davis. Matias Almeyda FC check. Check. The national quarterfinals of the UPSL Championship 2025-2026 season is underway, where Matias Almeyda FC takes on Provo Utah FC to get a chance to get to the Final Four in the UPSL National Championships on January 30th and February 1st. Welcome to the broadcast, everyone. My name is Ryan Davis. These two teams have come here taking different paths. Matias Almeyda FC, the undefeated team this season, went up against a Brownsville FC team in the last round. They tied 2-2 after the full 90 minutes. They went into extra time at 2-2 and then to penalty kicks. And Matias Almeyda FC got by Brownsville in extra time and in sudden death to get themselves into the quarterfinals. Well, as for this Provo Utah FC team, they dispatched of Omaha Street by 6-2 to get into the quarterfinals, and now they have a chance to get to the ultimate goal, which is the Final Four, the UPSL National Championship, right here, January 31st and February 1st in Orange County, California. So we got a chance to look at the penalty kicks in which Brownsville FC were knocked out by Matias Almeyda FC. The final kick, the save by Manilo Arango, the 20-year-old, who's put on quite the display this season. But it is chilly skies and wintry weather for this quarter-final. And Matias Lucas, the 27-year-old Brazilian goalkeeper for Provo, Utah, he conceded 2 goals last weekend, or 2 weekends ago, against Omaha, but has put up quite the performance throughout the entire season to ensure that his side has now got into the quarterfinals of the UPSL National Championship. As for Matias Almeyda FC, Jairo Otero, the creative midfielder, 32-year-old Venezuelan, 12 goals on the season. He's been pulling the strings for this Matias Almeyda FC team throughout the season, and will try to continue to do so again yet today in the quarterfinal. Well, MAFC also has Bike, the defender, who's extraordinary and positioning, has marshaled this team to go along with Konemo, who has been the midfielder who's been creative, and Otero, of course, who has 32 goals altogether, 12 this season. He's been the marksman for this MAFC team. So these two teams are ready to go. This Utah team, they've had 7 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw for the season, and we are underway. Quick look at the highlights of how Omaha Street and Provo, Utah concluded. 2 quick goals in succession by Provo, Utah to give them a 2-0 lead. They made it 3-0 shortly after, and they were in full control, Provo, Utah, throughout this match. Ball on the left-hand side, cutting inside, across the face of the goal, and that made it 4. Utah in the second half made it 5 to get underway. A 5-0 lead against this Omaha Street team. And then with the sun setting, they made it 6 to complete a rout over Omaha Street. Omaha Street will get on the scoreboard. They got their first at 6-1, but the game was thoroughly out of reach for Omaha. They got a penalty to make it 6-2. That was the final goal of the evening, as Provo, Utah secured themselves a spot in the national quarterfinals for the UPSL Championship 2025-2026 season. Well, MAFC have been the rulers of Texas in the 2025-26 season. Undefeated, 9 wins, 1 draw, a 4-4 tie against Houston FC early on this season. And they are very much the Goliaths in this David versus Goliath matchup. Matias Almeyda FC, 42 goals on the year in just over 12 games. Provo, Utah, they've put together 34 goals themselves, as they will try to score as much as they can today to keep up with MAFC. And can Provo, Utah do the unthinkable and find themselves in the semi-finals of this UPSL National Championship? My name is Ryan Davis, happy to be with you on this broadcast. Wintry conditions, and we will get started in just a few moments in this quarterfinal matchup. The players are about to take the pitch. They've lined up. They are meeting the officials, and we will get underway shortly. This MAFC team winning their division handedly. That 9 wins and just 1 draw. They got into the national final round of 32, and they posted a 4-1 win versus Foro FC on December 20th. In the round of 16, they defeated Brownsville, like we mentioned, in penalty kicks. It went all the way to sudden death, with the 2 goalkeepers having a hard time getting stops. But Manilo Arango today in goal, and Matias Lucas, the Brazilian, 2 goalkeepers in form at the moment, and they will try to do so again today to keep their teams in the match. Well, the officials are at the center circle, and the teams are lining up. MAFC will be in white, and Provo Utah FC will be in the red and black. Confidence is a factor, and Provo Utah, with their 6 goals against Omaha Street just 2 weeks ago, will give them some belief that they can score, and they can score in bunches. So the pictures are taken, and the final high fives and knuckles will be given out. MAFC will start with Arango in goal, Torres and Bike at the back, Razakui, Castro, Morales Toro, Andrade, Garza, and Otero and Cunemo will be up top. Jairo Otero, the favoured forward, the big left foot of his that will cause so many problems, and head coach Sebastian Zalazar will be pulling the strings from the sidelines. The bench: Ricardo Blanco, Yarvis, Garcia, Rogers, Soto, Ortero, Petas, and Cunemo will make up the players on the bench for MAFC. As for Provo Utah, Matias Lucas, the Brazilian, in goal. Luis Correa, Mateo Palomino, Carter Johnson, Guilherme Leme, Silva, Alejandro Silva, Benjamin Ortiz, Steve Jasso, Lea Sobrea, and Alexi Jaimes will be the starting 11. Christian Pereza will be the head coach for Provo Utah. On the bench for Utah, it is slim pickings. Hilaro Cruz, James Peña, Israel Baizabal, and Eduardo Bello will make up the 4 substitutes on a very thin Provo Utah bench. Well, there was drama in the MAFC team versus Brownsville 2 weeks ago. The benches cleared, and there was a red card for MAFC. MAFC will come into the second half. That happened just before the end of the first half. In the second half, MAFC scored 2 quick goals to go up by 2-0. Provo Utah came back, actually not Provo Utah, Brownsville came back and scored 2 goals in the final 8 minutes to tie it up at 2-2. 2 teams did not score in extra time, and penalties decided that round of 16 match. So we have MAFC in all white, and Provo Utah FC in the red and black. It'll be the big man himself, the left-footed Otero, to get us started, and we are underway. This MAFC team, just like their coach Matias Almeyda, who played for Argentina in the World Cup in 1998 under Daniel Passarella, and then in 2002 with Marcelo Bielsa. He's a defensive midfielder, and he's brought his vision to the game. The legend of Argentina that started in River Plate, ended in River Plate as a player and as a coach as well. On this near side, the cross to the last post. It is going to bounce out of play. Actually, it's kept in play. MAFC now on the far side. The shots, a deflection. And it's going to be a corner kick for MAFC. It's that first effort. And the MAFC team will have the first set piece of the evening. In swing up to the far post. Ball bubbling around and it's in the back of the net. MAFC have struck first. Only 90 seconds into the match. And MAFC, a header from just about 2 yards out, did the trick. Excellent delivery to the last post. It came back across the face of the goal, and there was the header, tucked away, to give MAFC the lead. A 1-0 lead, just 90 seconds in, and now Provo, Utah have to dig themselves out of a hole. It was Eduardo Mora Garza who has struck first for Matias Almeyda FC. They go up a 0-0 against Provo, Utah FC. And now Provo, Utah finally get their first touch of the ball, their first sequence. This is Diego Silva. They barely found their footing, Provo. And now they find themselves down a 0-0. Never really handled the delivery at the last post. It came back across the goal and Garza just nodded it in from just about 8 yards out to give them that 1-0 lead. Well, it's all happening in the national quarter-final of the UPSL Championships 2025-2026 season. This one is sprayed right across the field, and it's the first time for the 20-year-old Manilio Arango to get some possession. Arango had quite the season, the 20-year-old. In the regular season, had a shaky game against Brownsville and just conceded just one goal in their first round match. This one goes back to Lucas. He spreads it out wide. There's that side-footed bit of distribution. Doesn't go very far. Here's Otero. Gets on that left foot and the cross was spliced. And the question is, did Provo, Utah get a piece of it? Here's Otero getting on that left foot, trying to cross it, and there was a deflection. Can Provo, Utah do better on this corner? As they did. Taken short. Little dink across the box. Headed out to Garza. His shot. A missed kick. And Lucas will gather. Lucas's side volley, trying to spray it out wide to this near side. Player goes down in the center circle, and MAFC have themselves a free kick. That's Carlos Toro, who was upended on this challenge coming from Steve Yasso. So the number 10, Eric Morales, is standing over the dead ball, takes it quickly. And MAFC now have a little bit of confidence and wind in their sails after Garza giving them an early lead with a header from a corner. Here is Garza. Otero on that left foot. Utah trying to get out of their own defensive third, but they're crowded out by Morales. The dry conditions, of course, we are in winter. And the pitch is going to be fast. It's going to have a lot of bounce in it. And Provo Utah wins a free kick. Taken quickly, out wide. Just one player ahead. And he is crowded out. Arango. Hurried off the ball, but he gets it to his defender. And MEFC finally get it out wide to their right back, number 54, Mena Castro. Little flick to Diego Silva, his first touch. Diego Silva. Turning is Guilherme Leme. Utah trying to find themselves some rhythm here. There's Alejandro Silva. Little dink over the top. He's onto it. He's onside. And that would have been a perfect opportunity for Provo Utah to level. It was Alexi Jaimes who was played through. Look at this clever little dink over the top coming from Alejandro Silva. Here comes Utah again, finding some rhythm. Top of the box, now into the box, across the face of the goal and getting a piece of it is number 21, Lenry Torres. And now Provo Utah find themselves with their first corner of the match. We are 8 minutes in, and Eduardo Mora Garza has given MEFC a 1-0 lead after 90 seconds to the penalty spot, and it's headed wide. With this Provo Utah team, they finished third in their conference, and they have scratched and scraped their way until they went up against Omaha, and they thumped Omaha Street by 6 goals to 2 weeks ago to give themselves some confidence coming into this match. Here's the goal scorer, Garza. Morales had so much time and has spread it out wide to that left centre back. Castro. This is Bike, the general at the back, the number 6. A little flick by Silva. And going right over the top is Bike, like we just mentioned. He's a hard man at the back, the number 6. One of the players, one of the key players of this match at the beginning of the broadcast. Provo Utah have a set piece right over the back. An easy call for the referee. Clipped in by Jasso. And Leo Arango. Hotel Planner, proud sponsors of the UPSL quarterfinals. Go to hotelplanner.com. Coming short is Guilherme Leme, who's playing defensive midfield today. As Provo trying to work their way through this press. Otero and Garza in there. Morales gets a hold of it outside of the foot. Beautiful pass to the left-hand side. Little shimmy to the byline. Across the face of the goal, and Silva is going to have to clear. Well, excellent skill on that far side. It is Morales who's been so involved. Bike. He is again. Brady and Bike. Little 1-2 for Otero. Here's Maynard Castro. And he shrugged off and he's taken exception. Well, the bench is cleared 2 weeks ago as MAFC found themselves with a red card that day. And now Maynard Castro picks up the first yellow card today. Some retaliation by Castro. It must be said, he did not initiate it. Switching side is Cruz. Otero. Asking for it is the number 14. Up the line we go. On that far side. Can they get a cross in? Awkward bounce for Castro. And a free kick from a late challenge. On the follow through, the defender clipped the right winger on that far side. And now Provo, Utah have a free kick. We have the left footer for the in-swinger, the right footer for the out-swinger. On top of the box is Sobrera. Marking him is Garza. A low-driven cross and handling well is Arango. Morales. Garza. Castro. And MAFC has found their rhythm. Everyone getting a touch. Everyone looking confident on the ball. Of course, that always helps when you get a goal after 90 seconds. Bike. Has to go all the way back, and Arango had to be quick off of his line. As closing in was the number 8, Alexi Jaimes. Is that low cross that Arango had to snuff out at his near post. Mateus Lucas evades one tackle, and the Brazilian calm as ever. Jasso. Cross the face of the goal, a dangerous pass, but it works out well. Here comes Provo, Utah. Played inside. Jaimes trying to flick it through. Castro picks it up, and he wins a free kick. Maynard Castro getting back on his feet, was just yellow carded for his retaliation 2 minutes ago when the ball went out of play on this near side. Now he wins a free kick of his own. Jasso's pass and towing it out of play was Baich. And another corner kick for Provo, Utah, this time on the near side. Clever pass by Jasso, and Baich had to take evasive action. Swung in. Headed out. to the byline, back across the face of the goal, and acrobatic defending. And a counter-attack for MEFC. The cross, looking for Otero. Kept it in play. Here's the left-footed Otero, full of confidence. Garza, clipped inside. And the clearance for Provo, Utah. Castro. There's that bouncy pitch we were talking about because of the dry weather. So this quarterfinal, so much at stake. 800 teams in the UPSL, but in the UPSL Division 1, we're into the quarterfinal stage, and the winner gets a chance to go to Orange County SC on January 31st for the semi-finals. Otero turning in traffic. Out wide is Castro. Castro's cross, and the shot from Garza finds Lucas. Switching sides. Over the head of Garza, delicately placed. Here's Silva. Sobreda goes back outside, from right to left, from left to right. Still Provo, Utah, to the byline. Again, the cross comes in, a little flick, and it's in the back of the net. Was he onside? He was. Provo, Utah have equalized. They've been probing on that far side, and almost a little flick of the heel to get past Arango, and a clever finish have given Provo, Utah the equalizer. Across the face of the goal, there was the back heel to get past Arango, and this game is now deadlocked at 1-1. Well, they scored 6 goals 2 weeks ago, Provo, Utah. They weren't going to be undone by MAFC today, and they get their first after 18 minutes. MAFC 1, Provo, Utah FC 1. And now MAFC have to start all over again, playing the ball out of the back. Little flick coming from Leme, but it goes all the way back into the arms of Lucas. Well, coach Christian Pereza has to be proud of his players responding after going down after only 90 seconds. And now they're trying to go back down that far side again. It will be shepherded out. And it's going to be a corner kick, last touch off the MAFC defender. Veo, record your spot. And the shot came off the post, back outside. Player goes down, referee thinking about it. And it's going to be a throw-in for Provo. Here's that strike. It was the number 8 Jaimes finding Leme, and that shot ricocheted off the post. Provo. Leme. Early ball into the box. The header. Provo gets it back, and they now have their tails in the air, Provo, Utah. After the equalizer, that was the validation that they needed. Little 1-2 with Jaimes and Silva. Slide tackle, but still Silva. Good cross. Top of the box now. The shot and a deflection goes wide, and a corner kick for Provo Utah FC. Here's that effort again. Another outswinger to the penalty spot. Now Castro has some room to work with. To the feet of Garza. And that is a tough challenge. And Garza's won a free kick. It's the hard man at the back, Luis Cordena. His Garza bringing it down beautifully. And his Cordena right through the goal scorer. And a free kick now for MAFC. Andrade walks away. Castro recycles. Paich. Morales. There's that line of confrontation. Just about the halfway line for Provo Utah. Little flick. Otero trying to get the better of Cordena. Two big burly players locking horns. Well, he's not full of stamina, Otero. Every time he makes a run, you can see him bend over at the hip to try and catch his breath. But he's so effective when the ball gets to his feet in and around the box. Lofted ball over the top to the corner flag. MAFC possession. And the referee wants this throw to be taken again. And looks like Otero injured himself when he went shoulder to shoulder with Cordena. And this is something that MAFC will not want to see. Here's that shove or shoulder to shoulder exchanged. And Otero gingerly rubs some ointment on his left knee. Nothing makes some Benge to get things going. Otero gingerly gets back to his feet. Play will resume on the far side. A throw-in for MAFC. And Sebastian Salazar, the head coach for MAFC, will have to be wondering how the game has gotten away from MAFC as Provo Utah has dug themselves out of a hole after going down just 90 seconds into the match. And now they look more the likely team to go ahead. Ryan Davis with you. Happy to be with you in this quarter-final national championship match in the UPSL 2025-26 season. The winner will get a chance to go to Orange County in California to play in the UPSL National Championships. Semi-finals on the Saturday, January 31st. On the Sunday, the final. And the third and fourth playoff. Coming inside. Jaimes Dink over the top. Silva has to retreat from Castro. Corena looks inside. Switching sides is Leme. Beautifully done. Early cross. Headed out by Baich. And a quick counter. Garza has to go back. Good defensive shape by Provo, Utah to halt that counter attack. Here is Morales. Eric Morales, one of the dependable midfielders for this MAFC team. And here is the other number 10, Steve Jasso. Corena gets it back. MAFC retreating as Provo find confidence in their distribution coming out of the back. Pickpocketed. MAFC. Otero. Excellent defending by Corena. Again, MAFC almost winning it in Provo's defensive third. Little flick to Silva. MAFC get back possession on that far side. Little 1-2 to the byline. There are no white shirts in the box, so he had to take the shot. Morales, the goal scorer Garza. Slip through. Castro's cross finds Morales. Back to Castro, given away. Coming short is Jaimes, but the number 6, Ortiz, looks him off and goes back. And completely upended. And Provo, Utah find themselves with a free kick deep in their own half. As MAFC, you can see a sign of frustration. Remember, they have not lost a match this season, MAFC. They've drawn 2, the 4-4 with Houston, and then the 2-2 with Brownsville. That was a clumsy challenge coming from Andrade on that far side. Looking inside, Jasso. Out wide again. Here's the number 8, Jaimes. Can't squeeze it back inside, but a lucky bounce gets it back on the outside. Referee says play on. Provo possession. Sobrera goes back to that far side and slips it through into the box now, and well read by Castro. Is there space to counter? Snuffed out. Silva. Ortiz. And Otero has to come all the way back from centre forward. And he wins a free kick. Voigt, the official match ball sponsor and provider for the UPSL. Voigt will very much be on display in the UPSL National Championship weekend coming up on January 31st and February 1st in Orange County, California. Silva. Just trying to find some rhythm and some space in midfield. It's very crowded with MAFC coming all the way back and clogging the centre circle area. But Provo FC has found a lot of room to play on the far side, their right-hand side, as they come to the near side with Silva. Closing is Garza. Jasso. Dispossessed. And a sliding tackle, studs up from Cordena. Counter-attack on the far side with Andrade. Otero making a run. Morales is there, still Andrade. He goes to ground, referee says play on. Gets past one, gets past two. Top of the box, slips it back across, and a chance for Provo. And an excellent timely tackle at the back to prevent the go-ahead goal for Provo, Utah. Well, a chinking run coming from that right-hand side. Then the reverse pass, but a heavy challenge coming from the MAFC defender. Still Provo. Out of play, Utah get it back. It's with Jasso. Coming inside, trying to get past the first challenge. Couldn't get past the second, but Provo Utah seemed to be the first on any loose ball. To the byline, has to cut back. Crosses on. Trying to square across the face of the goal and into the arms of Leo Arango. Well, this MAFC team has scored 6 goals in their last 2 matches. The 4-1 win versus Foro FC on December 20th. Then on January 3rd, that 2-2 draw with Brownsville FC. Those 6 goals that they've scored in 2 matches, Provo scored in just 1 with that 6-2 win versus Omaha Street for that Central Division title. Switching sides, Castro's header. There's that volley from Morales. Turning inside, Jasso. Beautiful fake. Slips it inside, Jaimes. Andrade. Otero goes to ground and wins another free kick. He wants a yellow card. And it's that man again, Cordena. And the referee is finally going to have a discussion with the big centre-back. So he's making it very clear that Otero and the big man Corina. This is going to be the last of the altercations. There's Corina coming through the back of Otero. Otero clipping it forward. So Matias Lucas will take it quickly. Soft pressure from Otero. Brought down on that far side. And a free kick now for MAFC. Eric Morales has now put his hands on hips, getting ready to cross one into the box for MAFC. Having a quick word with Zalazar, the head coach, on where to put this delivery. Morales' delivery. So Matias Lucas, who's one of the star players that we spoke about at the beginning of this match, was beaten after just 90 seconds from a header from Eduardo Mora Garza. And then 9 minutes later, Provo, Utah, actually 18 minutes later, Provo, Utah equalized. Taken quickly. Silva. Intercepted. Andrade's heavy touch allows Provo Utah to get back on the ball. They've been very inventive on that far side. They'll clip to the far post, looking for Silva. Silva again. Leme. And a chance to counter, but Provo Utah come right back. Otero. Excellent bit of skill. "38 minutes gone. Matias Almeyda FC 1, Provo Utah FC 1. Matias Almeyda, the owner of this club, also coaches Sevilla in La Liga. Is Baich. Is proud to bring you the UPSL 500 plus games all year long, streaming on YouTube. Vita Productions and UPSL have been partnering for quite some time. Now they're on YouTube, Discord, and Vita Productions has masterfully laid out this production program for the entire 2025-2026 season and gives viewers a chance to follow their teams. Provo Utah will have a free kick, take it quickly. Just chopping and turning, and bringing the free kick is Sobrera. tries to hook it back on top of the box. And inevitably, Utah get back onto it again. To the byline. Trying to square to the top of that 6-yard box. For an open shot, but a corner kick for Provo, Utah, with 4 minutes remaining in this first half. An in-swinger. Top of the 6-yard box, headed out by Baich. Provo have to go back, and MEFC cannot get back possession as Provo Utah masterfully keeps possession under pressure. Silva's asking for it, and Silva gets it. Ortiz gets the better of Castro into the box. Heavy touch. Just about 3 minutes remaining in this first half. Flip it through. Jaimes goes out wide. Cross comes across the 6-yard box. Excellent compact defending by MEFC. Finding Otero. Recess play on. Provo Utah FC. Silva. Top of the box. Again, lays it off. Here comes that shot, and it's a dribbler. That goes outside for a goal kick. Well, this game is deadlocked at 1-1. Both teams can't seem to find a clear chance in the last 15 minutes. Castro. Baich. Otero. Coming from Morales. Stepping on top of the box, he shot. Not too far off. As good as a chance that any team has had so far in this first half. And this one was just inches wide of that top corner. That was Alexi Jaimes. His effort just wide. Taken quickly. And Provo Utah win back possession again. In the center circle, Leme, Jaimes, the tricky Jaimes, trying to just twist and turn. Now trying to play out of the back. Do they have one attack left in them? Morales trying to find Garza. Castro. Utah get a foot to it. And the referee has called for a free kick for Provo. And 45 minutes are up. We're into extra time. Referee checks his watch. But it's enough time for Provo Utah to get some players into the box for a final sequence. It's going to be left to Steve Jasso to decide where this ball goes. Chipped in. And couldn't find the head of the unrunning defender. Looks like it was Corena who came all the way up from centre back. Trying to find Andrade. And Provo get back possession. Going all the way back to Matias Lucas, who has not touched the ball in the better part of 10 minutes. Shouldn't be a lot of extra time added in this first half. Not many injuries to talk about. Leme. Silva wants it. And they see him off and go to the other side. Leme. Here comes Provo again on that far side. The attacking prowess is very right-sided for Provo, Utah. Here's Garza, the goal scorer. Bundled over. Referee says play on, allowing some physicality. And that is the final whistle of the first half as Garza is taken down. And the referee said play on. Clumsy challenge. But the referee has seen enough. 45 minutes in the books. Matias Almeyda FC scored in the first 90 seconds. A header from Eduardo Mora Garza to give them a 1-0 lead. 11 minutes later, it was Provo Utah FC with a clever flick inside the 6-yard box to equalize. As this game is now deadlocked at 1-1. Provo Utah, after the equalize, had the better of the exchanges, and they now look like the more favorable team to go ahead. So 45 minutes gone in this quarterfinal. This game deadlocked at 1-1. When we come back, we'll have second half kickoff. Texas for the quarterfinal match between MAFC and Provo Utah FC. MAFC, of course, Matias Almeyda FC went ahead goal to nil after just 90 seconds. And then in the 18th minute, Provo Utah, with the cleverest of back heels, tied this game up at 1-1 as both teams try to find themselves in the Final Four, the UPSL National Championship weekend in Orange County, January 31st, February 1st in California. Just to remind everyone, this is a playoff match, a knockout game, so there will be extra time and penalties if needed. You can ask MAFC that they had to go the full length to get past Brownsville FC after penalty kicks and sudden death to get into this quarterfinal. So Provo Utah, they finished up the first half, more of the aggressors. Can they do so again in this second half? And can MAFC respond positively with players? They have a deep bench, unlike Provo Utah, who have a very thin bench today. And we got underway with Provo Utah now going from left to right, MAFC from right to left. So we're in a very cold and nippy wintry day in Dallas, Texas. But the sunshine is out, the players are happy, that's all that counts. So Carter Johnson to get us underway on this right-hand side. Will be a goal kick for Manlio Arango, the 20-year-old, who's been such a fixture for this MAFC team throughout this 2025-26 season. Ball goes over the top, and this is Konemo. Heavy first touch. Still Konemo, looking inside. And Provo Utah's defense is compact and steady as Diego Silva retreats. Corena. Sobrera. He rides the first challenge. Coming short is Jaimes. Now the ball over the top. Johnson again. Trying to find Ortiz on that far side. And it's a beautiful pass, a deft pass. Jasso, outside of the foot, intercepted by Morales, who wins the free kick. Well, the National UPSL Championships currently underway. We are in the quarterfinal stage. These two teams have really went back and forth in the first half. And we talked a little bit about MAFC struggling to get past Brownsville FC. Not so much this Utah team. They were up 6-0 against Omaha Street to eventually win the match 6-2 as Otero gives up possession. Down. Referee says throw in, or is it going to be a free kick? Throw in it is, and Utah get back possession. Matias Lucas beaten after 90 seconds. but since then has been firmly in control between the posts for Provo. Subera. Limi. Trying to thread the needle. The path of the ball has gotten a bit of a word of caution from the referee as MAFC tried to take it quickly. Arango going short, and Provo are pushing up in a high press, trying to make things happen in the second half. Angling, but Provo come away with it. Trying to go direct to the forward line of Jaimes and company. Provo again, first to the loose ball. Ortiz, heavy pass, and it's going to be a goal kick for MAFC. Well, Matias Almeyda, we've talked about him before. We talked about his playing for Argentina in 1998 World Cup and 2002. But his playing career, we mentioned, started in River Plate. Also went to Italy, was a huge factor for Lazio in the 2000, let's say 98 to 2001, where they won the Scudetto in Italy. Also played for Parma. Two very successful teams at that time in Italy, and he's come to the US and left a bit of a legacy here, creating this MAFC team and having so many players drawn to it. And the hard man, Corena, wins the free kick. Usually he's the one giving up free kicks. This time he wins it. Little flick, beautifully done. Johnson, the return pass. Shot saved by Arango. And Provo Utah have just had the first shot on goal in the second half. Excellent build-up, little flick. Johnson with the return pass. And the shot saved by Arango at the near post. Johnson making a run again. Tangling was Cunemo. Otero giving chase. And this one is going to be a goal kick for MAFC. Again, very, very deep into MAFC's half. And here's Castro on that far side. Looking for Otero. Foot race with Corena. Otero. Excellent slide tackle. And the referee said it is legal. So it's only going to be a throw-in for MAFC. Excellent recovery. Hotel Planner. Exclusive hotel discounts. Go to hotelplanner.com. Proud sponsor of UPSL. This one is sprayed out wide. Well, it was a full slate of games yesterday and today in the UPSL. First quarter final. Kalonji Profile FC took on Miami United FC on Saturday at 3 p.m. Then Next Level Soccer took on Bellevue Athletic FC for the nightcap at 9 p.m. Eastern yesterday. Today, Matias Almeyda FC and Provo, Utah this Sunday. Just a drop of the shoulder from Sobreira. Here's Johnson. Switching sides is Jasso. Giving away Castro. Counter-attack here for MAFC. And Corena has been given a yellow card. Completely flattening Castro to halt the counter-attack. And Luis Corena, the hatchet man at the back, gets a deserved yellow card. Not even considering the ball, just completely flattening Castro with a body check. That's his second yellow card of the game. Castro himself was carded in the first half. Swung into the box. And a volley. A miss-hit volley. Falls calmly for Lucas. So the top team in Texas, Matias Almeyda FC, certainly getting their money's worth against Provo, Utah, who have been relentless in front of goal this year. Provo, Utah had 32 goals in the regular season. We mentioned they scored 6 against Omaha Street 2 weeks ago. They defeated Utah Rangers and Utah Red Wolves, who are teams with very big reputations. And the first substitute of the day is MAFC. Coming on, number 30, Nikos Petas. And he comes in for Lenry Torres. Provo picks up the pass in midfield, trying to go over the top. A beautiful ball. Here's Sobreira. Waiting for some support. Johnson to his right. Here's Johnson. Excellent defending. It was Irazuki snuffing it out. The right back himself, Johnson, to take this corner kick. Swung in to the near post. Throw in for Provo, taken quickly. Skips past the first tackle is Sobreira. Ortiz. Excellent shimmy by Sobreira. Ortiz again. Johnson. Picks up the free kick as Konemo, who is usually known for his attacking exploits in number 13. Looked very clumsy on the challenge to Johnson. Johnson just dropping the shoulder and easily winning the free kick. Standing over it is Steve Jasso. He has 4 red shirts to pick out in the box. At the back is Corena. At the last post, the big centre back has come up. Good delivery. Oh, and the ball bounced over the crossbar. A golden chance for Provo. The delivery was spot on by Jasso. It beat everyone. And here comes that header. He got right over it. And it was almost too good. It bounced over the goal for a goal kick. But it was at point blank range for Provo, Utah. They've taken 2 scalps already this season. And they're looking for another scalp in the unbeaten MAFC team. Free kick for MAFC. Here is Pitas, who replaced Torres about 5 minutes ago for the first substitution of the game. Otero using that strength. Otero! Great save by Lucas. Well, that's what he brings to the table. The powerful left footer. He just shrugs off the challenge and just puts his laces through it. And an excellent save by the Brazilian. Otero, 32 goals this season. Well, altogether, 12 goals this season. Clipped inside by Cunemo. And the player has been bundled over, and he's looking to be in a very awkward position. Goalkeeper Arango has come to the referee and gestured about the brutality of the challenge. Play is back underway. Cunemo gets past the first, can't get past the second. And turning, slipping it through for Johnson. Johnson across the face of the goal. And offside the call. Johnson was clearly offside when he was played through by Sobreira. There was the pass. And the right back he jumped the gun, as they say, and ran past that initial line. Clearance by Lucas. Andrade. Players asking for a body check. It's Castro again. And the referee is not interested. Taken quickly. Heavy challenge coming in from the number 11 Toro. Played short. Sobreira, who's been the star of the show so far for Provo. Number 10, Jasso. Back inside as they try to use every inch of this pitch. Sobreira, Jasso, back to Sobreira. Back to Jasso! Finally cleared, but they're making inroads into this back line. They're almost playing like they're in their backyard. The ball is rolling like they're playing on concrete. And the small goal touch is paying off for the Provo Utah FC. Corner kick. Jasso beats everyone. Cunemo. Free kick for MAFC. Clearance, trying to find Otero, and you can't blame them. Otero is such a physical center forward, just trying to get from A to B as quickly as they could. Excellent stop in the back by Corena. Switching sides, Ortiz, and a heavy first touch allows Petas. Castro, Otero. Skips past one. Cunemo is offside, outside of the foot pass to Castro. Early cross. Otero! Well, the technique is 10 out of 10 for the big centre forward. Cunemo just put it in his path. And Otero, with pressure all over his shoulders and his back, still managed to put the ball on goal. So the match has certainly picked up steam midway through the second half. Veo, record your sport without a camera operator. Veo, proud sponsors of the UPSL Championship. We're in the quarter-final stage. And this is the last quarter-final of the weekend. Jasso. Johnson. Still Johnson. Another free kick and another yellow card. It was the substitute Petas. And Johnson cutting in from that right back position and left Petas for dead. Second yellow card for MAFC. The last time Provo had a free kick was on this right-hand side. And they missed the header from point-blank range on that very far post. And a free kick for MAFC, taken quickly. Here comes Provo again. Sobrera. Castro keeps it in play, but Sobrera recovers. Dangerous. Ortiz. Still Ortiz. Excellent defending in the end. Well, Castro kept it in. Sobrera got it back to Ortiz. And it was Baich who was left for dead, but Irazuqui got the final touch. Referee coming across to do some housekeeping as players jostle for position. It's going to be an in-swinging corner on that from that far side for Provo, Utah. Missed kick. Otero is shrugged off. Baich is asking for it and he gets it. The stalwart defender got there first. And the last touch came off of a Provo player. Provo's first substitution. Ortiz at left wing forward comes off. we will have confirmation on who's stepping in for Ortiz. All the way back. So both teams have just used one substitute so far. You can understand this is the 11 that got them this far in the season. And because the game is still deadlocked at 1-1, neither Coach Salazar or Pereza want to blink twice. Otero takes it quickly. Bouncing in the path of Conemo. It's an empty net. Conemo goes down. He was flattened by Lucas. And the referee says play on. Players still down. And the referee is not blowing the whistle. Now Johnson in space. Still Johnson. And he's being shepherded away beautifully by MAFC. Excellent recovery from Irazukui. But here was this initial challenge. MAFC gets there first, and there's the collision by Lucas. It's Kunemo, the goal scorer from last week against Brownsville, was left for dead by the Brazilian goalkeeper, Matias Lucas. Clever ball over the top. Corneo got there first. And there it was. He was just absolutely pummeled. Referee says no foul. And the captain, Baich, has come across to plead his case. You can understand Konemo would be a little bit slow to get up, as the force that he was struck with by the goalkeeper was extraordinary. Both teams understand what's at stake. A chance to get to the UPSL National Championship on Friday, February 31st, with the final on January 31st. Johnson, who's had a very good second half, it must be said. Morales. Free kick for MAFC. Still Kunemo. Well, the flick was immaculate to get past the number 19, who was left for dead. And Kunemo has won a corner. Voigt, the official match ball provider for the UPSL. Voigt will very much be on display in the USL National Championship starting January 31st. Taken short. And this one is spliced across the box. Cross to the last post. Going to be a throw-in for Provo. Into the box, deflection. Matias gets there first. So Provo have a corner kick. James Peña to take this delivery. 75 minutes gone. 15 minutes remaining in regular time. To the last post. And well taken by Arango. We talk about shot stopping, but we don't talk enough about goalkeepers dragging the ball out of the air and taking the pressure off of the centre-backs. Otero, beautiful chest pass, slip through to Canemo. He's going to lose that race. Utah's possession. Sobreda, who's been pulling the strings in midfield. Switching sides. Again, another raking pass to that far side. Beating Castro. And Castro recovers. Another corner kick for Provo, Utah. And that shows the skill of someone like a Leo Sobreda, who can just switch sides with an incredible accuracy. And now win a corner kick on the far side because of that delivery. Some distribution and a beautiful pass out on this near side. In stride is Toro. Early cross. No white shirts in the vicinity. Matias Almeyda team missing a few players from last week. Hender Sanchez is not in the lineup. So too Jimmy Torres. Looking for Otero. Attack. Slipping it through. Offside the call. Taken quickly. Castro. Inside. Morales. Castro in stride. Castro again. The defending by Provo has been disciplined and compact. Toro. They clip it into the box. Provo Utah get there first. Little flick on in midfield. The counter attack is on. And running into space is Sobreda. Has been the best player on the pitch for Provo. And he wins a corner kick for his team. Just about 10 minutes left in this UPS quarterfinal. The National UPSL Championships looming January 31st to February 1st. These two teams vying for the last position for the final 4 teams of the season in Division 1. Cross beats everyone. Castro called for the free kick. He can't believe it. There's the tug of the shirt and referee right on top of it. To the near post, across the face of the goal. I think Arango got a piece of it. And Provo Utah have been knocking on the door every time they have a set piece or a corner kick, trying to find Otero on that far side. Did the defender get a touch? He did. An awkward delivery to deal with, always coming towards Arango. He gets 2 hands to it. Razokwi and Toro. Possession. Excellent flick. Back into the path. Beautiful football by Provo, and Castro, right place at the right time. It was Jaimes, Sobreda and Jasso linking up. And now it's a foot race to the corner flag. Lucas. Winning it back in midfield, MEFC with Petas. Chipping it over the top, looking for the on-running. Razokwi, Castro. Slipped inside, a little flick on by Otero. And Provo Utah, it has to be said, just looks the more dangerous of the two. They are getting the ball in more dangerous areas more often. Provo. They have tested Arango. Otero had a few shots in this first half to trouble Lucas, but they were from way out. However, this Provo Utah team has been making inroads as MEFC make another substitution. Zalazar going to his bench. And it looks like Toro has departed. And checking in for him is Rogers. Rogers came on as a substitute in the round of 16 against Brownsville at left back. So Carlos Toro leaves, Rogers in. Tegan Rogers. And Kunemo almost got in. Pitas given away. Pitas again. No room to play as both of these teams are locked in midfield. It's going to be a throw-in for MAFC. The pressure paid off, and referee has decided to change his call. Provo Utah gets it back. Vida Productions, bringing you the UPSL all season long, 500 plus games, streaming the passion of the UPSL on YouTube and Discord. Irazukwe. Rogers. One back. Looking for Otero. Have tangled on more than one occasion in this match. And Otero wins the battle this time, wins the corner kick. Just about 4 minutes of regular time remaining in this quarter-final, with extra time looming. Can someone steal it at the end? Not the best delivery by MAFC. Pitas can't keep it in. Pressure is Peña. Subreda. Referee says play on. Kunemo. Kunemo just absolutely airborne after that challenge. Castro's throw. We're down to 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in this first half in regular time. Streaking through. Slip through, 1v1, Provo! What an opportunity. Jasso doing the hard work, and he laid it off beautifully. Look at the pass, a splitting pass. Had Arango to beat, and Provo Utah squandered a great opportunity to win it at the end. Johnson. Little back heel, Johnson again. Crossing. Oh, and almost went in, an own goal. And that's how close Provo Utah came again to scoring. The link-up play, Johnson breaking free. He squared it across, and it came off a defender and almost found the back post. Corner kick for Utah. Beautiful delivery again, and the header just wide. Well, Provo Utah have been knocking on that door since they equalized in the 18th minute. They have been the ones initiating. They have been the ones that have come closest to getting a second goal. had to be at his best about 10 minutes ago with a header that came across his box, has seen the ball whiz past his goal line about 3 times in the last 10 minutes. Johnson again. Trying to stay on his feet is the other Otero. Francisco Otero, he gives it up. Top of the box, Sobreya. Holding off challenges, white shirts all around him. Still Sobreya, beautiful move. Sobreya! It's in the back of the net. And Provo, Utah get the second goal they wanted. They've come so close, and now they've finished. Incredible play by Sobreya, taking on white shirts, slipped it across, and there was the sliding challenge to get it over the finish line. Provo, Utah, for all of their attacking exploits, were denied by the post, were denied by Arango, were denied by the ball going wide. And finally, in the 91st minute, they bundle the ball over the goal line to get their second goal. Provo, Utah 2, Matias Almeyda FC 1. 91 minutes on the clock. They can see the finish line. The national championship is looming in front of Provo, Utah FC. MAFC are going to have to commit players forward now. White shirts are streaming forward. Rogers. Chipped into the box. Anywhere will do. The header. Played into space. And the seconds tick off the clock. Arango doing his best. Irazukwi. And this one falls kindly. And finally cleared away in the end. And the referee has stopped the clock as a Provo, Utah player has hit the deck and is going to need some medical attention. Most likely just trying to calm things down for his team. It seemed like James Pena was the one to get on the end of it, to bundle it over the line for Provo. And it must be said, they deserve it. They've been the ones that have been knocking on the door, creating chances. Sobreya has been the player of the match even before that play. And he took the responsibility on, got past 4 white shirts, just put it in the mix-up. And Provo, Utah got the ball into the back of the net in the 91st minute. We're into the 94th. How many minutes will the referee add? Castro's cross wins the corner kick. Well, they're all going to start piling into the box. Does Arango leave his goal and come into the 18-yard box? Here he comes, the green shirt. Goalkeeper out of the goal. Taken short. How could they? Arango is there. Castro swung in. And the header goes out of play. And that probably is the last sequence of events. The cross by Castro. The header not convincing. And Provo, Utah have defeated Matias Almeyda FC to move on to the semi-finals of the UPSL National Championship 2025-2026. They will move on to the Final Four and play in Orange County, California in the Final Four of the UPSL Championship to try to win the National Championship. An amazing performance from the Provo team. They came from a goal behind after Matias Almeyda FC scored in the 90th second to give themselves a 1-0 lead, and they've come all the way back to beat Matias Almeyda 2-1, getting the second goal in the 91st minute to seal it. Unbelievable scenes in Dallas as Provo move on to the Final Four. Well, it started with a corner kick in the 90th, with 90 seconds gone, and Garza was the one to bundle it over the line to give MAFC, the favourites, a 1-0 lead. Then, across on the right-hand side, little back heel, gets it past Arango, and the equaliser for Provo. It was Ortiz with the equaliser. Then, Sobrera with magic across the face of the goal and bundling it in. Beautifully done by James Peña to win it at the end for Provo. Unbelievable scenes. MEFC players are collapsed on the ground in tears. They were the favourites, undefeated for the entire season up until now. They lose their first match of this season in the quarterfinals to a team, Provo, who have lost 3 times already this season. The unlikely winners, the Cinderella story. Provo Utah FC have now found themselves in the National Championship, the Final Four of the UPSL 2025-2026 season. Players walking around in disbelief, some in glee, some in disappointment. The coaches Salazar and Pereza did everything they could on their end, but it was Sobrera and James Peña were the ones to put it together right at the end. Ortiz, the number 6 on your right-hand side, got the equalizer in the 18th minute. And Provo Utah came from that goal down to win it in the end. Well, that's all from Dallas. From all of us from the broadcast crew, my name is Ryan Davis. Happy to be with you for this quarter-final match in the UPSL Championship between Matias Almeyda FC and Provo Utah FC, the winners, 2-1 to move on to the National Championship on January 31st in Orange County. Thank you everyone for joining us. Good evening. We're signing off. Take you through right to the end. over Utah, getting their medals, and deservedly so. Ortiz with a fantastic back heel in the 18th minute to equalize. And then the magic of Sobrera, taking on players all game long. He ruled the midfield in number 11 for Provo, and his magic got it into the path of Pena, whose slide tackle got it over the goal line to win it in the 91st minute for Provo, Utah. There's the trophy. Utah FC getting past Matias, Almeyda FC, to get to the UPSL National Championship in Orange County on January 31st. What a feat. It's been a long road, but they've got to the final destination. California, January 31st to February 2nd. Team pictures. So that's all from us, from Vida Productions. My name is Ryan Davis, and for all the broadcast crew, thank you for joining us. We're signing off from Dallas. Good day.
Martin, in connection with the recovery, once again the cross, they could shoot, and it's in!
That Matias guy friend who gets inside and gets a shot past the goalkeeper. Wonderful work from Fred.
Pass over the right side, the shot, and the goal!